Come rent a car with us as we spend the day in Norway. Now, I understand saying Norway seems very unspecific, but I promise I'll explain as we go. The ship was anchored today in Lofoten harbor, which means to even make it to land, we had to first take the tender boats. Jørn and his dad were able to get off the ship earlier than the rest of our group, so they headed into Leknes to pick up our rental car. Jørn needed to film some nature shots for the Reisefilm, so he had one of the professional cameras with him, and because of that, he had also done some research and had chosen a little city that he really wanted to visit. That city is called Reine, which is actually a little more than an hour away from Lofoten harbor. So the plan was to get in the car and make our way toward that city, but stop anywhere we thought was beautiful on the way, which became a lot of places. When we finally made it to Reine, we of course had to start with some refreshments, so we headed into this little cafe and had some sandwiches and some kanelbolle, which are like cinnamon buns. And with our tummies full, we were brave enough to head back out into the cold to explore the city that Jørn thought would be so beautiful. And, don't tell him I said this, like with most things, he was right. We were also lucky enough to be allowed to fly the drone here, so that's how we got some of these really beautiful shots of the entire landscape. With the back on board time being quite early at 4:30 and still having a 1-hour drive ahead of us, unfortunately we only had about 90 minutes in this beautiful city before we had to head back toward the ship. I mentioned that we had to take tender boats to get to land, and here you can see what those look like. They are actually the lifeboats that you would use in case of an emergency, and they can be quite fun to ride in because you get beautiful views of the ship like this. And just like that, another beautiful day of exploring Norway had come to an end. See you soon!